Dealerships are desperate to sell cars right now. If you're buying a car, you're probably not asking for a big enough discount. Now, if you guys don't know, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car business most of my adult life. Sales, finance, now I negotiate car deals. Let me show you a crazy deal I just negotiated on live and something that you might not even think you can ask for on your next car deal. Now, if you're not in the market, you might not understand that the Ford Bronco is one of the hardest negotiating cars right now. Even though there's good inventory, dealerships are being extremely stubborn with this car. When I started negotiating this deal on TikTok Live, most people thought I was going to get maybe a 1 or 2% discount on the car. And realistically, that's what the market was going. After calling about 5 or 6 dealerships, everybody was stuck at MSRP. But we started to expand our search out. And that's what some people don't do. We started looking 7, 8 hours away in order to find the best possible deal. Now, this was out in the middle of the desert, so 7 or 8 hours is unheard of for this dealership, but we wanted to use that as leverage. So we ended up going to a big city about 7 or 8 hours away, and guess what? We ended up getting our first discount $1,000 off. Now, this is where the magic happens. I say when you're negotiating a car deal, the hardest step is to get the first domino to fall, the first dealership to get a discount. Then you pin that dealership against each other. So we used that dealership, we pinned them against another dealership, we went back and forth with a dealership that was about 3 hours away. Again, this guy lived about, the closest dealership from this client was about 45 minutes away. Long story short, we ended up going back and forth. We ended up getting $2,000 from this dealership, which we thought was a huge win. And just to clarify, this Ford Bronco was $2,000 off, no rebates, and it was about 3 hours away from him, which was a pretty big win because, again, the closest dealership was an hour away and they weren't moving off MSRP, and our client was willing to drive to get a really good deal. Fast forward to one of my favorite negotiating tips, what I call the Hail Mary approach, which is when you're done negotiating, you think you've got a good deal, you just tell another dealership you're on the way to another dealership. So we told this dealership that was 8 hours away saying, hey, you know what? We appreciate all your time. Somebody gave us a crazy deal of $2,000 off. We're going to take it. We appreciate your time, energy, and effort, but we feel like this is a pretty darn good deal. And honestly, your guys' drive is a little bit too far. He ends up offering us $2,700 off. And guess what? A lot of people might have taken that, but it was a 7 or 8 hour drive. We said, you know what? We appreciate it, but we're not willing to drive that far. And you know what they offered? They offered to transport the car for us. 8 hours away. My client got to sit there behind. They ended up getting $2,700 off this Bronco. And again, they did not have to lift a finger. And people don't realize that you can negotiate deals like this. Why was a dealership willing to not only lose money on this Bronco, but also deliver it 8 hours away? If you guys didn't know, this salesperson was one goal away from hitting 30 cars. You guys don't know, at plenty of dealerships, every dealership is different. My dealership, you get a free vacation if you negotiated a car deal and actually got to 30 car deals. So for them, it was a big darn deal. I don't know what his incentive was for 30 cars, but I know he was very excited to hit it. The dealership was also 1 car away, 1 or 2 cars away from hitting their quota. So they were more than willing to compensate to make this all happen, which is a win. And this is why we always use competition. Competition always drives the price down. It doesn't matter if you have to expand that search out for 8 hours and then offer to have the car delivered. We did this with a Honda HR-V deal just recently, ended up getting over $2,000 off MSRP, all the add-ons removed on a base model CR-V just because we use the same method. So if you guys like this kind of content, I want you to like, follow, subscribe. If you guys want more content like this, I want you to go in the comment section, but exactly where you're right. If you want to see some deals I'm negotiating for my clients so you can see what you can negotiate for yourself, go to my Instagram. Thank you guys so much and have a great day.